What is this one of my favorite uh ways of you describing something? So would you talk a little bit about what you meant by green and red right there?
Yeah, so green is a place the horse feels regulated. Yellow is when they're starting to feel pushed. Red is when their brain shuts off. And that's a place that, we need to back off because the brain's not, they're not even thinking anymore. So I've pushed the horse into that red state. But if you want to push red back, you need to put green into yellow. And to put green into yellow, you have to have a good relationship with green. You have to have a space where your horse knows how to be calm and you have a good relationship with that. And then that you can go into yellow and not lose your thinking brain. And so then that's going to be different for every person. And that's what you have to figure out. Like, what is yellow to you? What is yellow to your horse? And then when you get into yellow, can you bring your green skills to yellow? And that's what I call develops gold. You kind of surpass fear when you can put green skills into the yellow space. Now, for a lot of us, there's a lot of kind of conversation around yellow is actually red. Like if your horse is at all bothered, then they're dysregulated. And I don't agree, not even a little bit. I think that horses have a lot of capacity to be unsure but still think. And I think that's actually where the most power comes when the world starts to shake a little bit and you've got the ability to use your thinking brain. And that doesn't come by staying in the harbor. It comes by starting to handle the waves. So then that's a big piece for me in my work is to try to figure out how to do that. And I think everybody's got to be able to find themselves in that. Like, where are you at with that? And you might be different than someone else. Don't compare yourself.
So I love the analogy of the red, yellow, green, and I absolutely agree with you both on that the real work, all the real progress happens in yellow. And the more skillful you get, the better you can ride that line without blowing the horse up and pushing them
Yeah.
into red. But you're gonna make some mistakes. If you don't ever push one to red, you're not exploring yellow very much either. So it's okay for some of those mistakes to happen at times when you're certainly when you're greener, you're gonna
It's it's not even
accidentally.
sometimes okay. It's just gonna happen. Like if you're not challenging yourself, then that's the only place. Like the only place everything stays right is when you do nothing. And if you're gonna go out there and you're gonna try some things, you're gonna push up, you're going to struggle. But that's the judgment honing place, right? So I try to even get away from it being a mistake because you don't have any reference. So if you don't have any reference, a mistake is when you know exactly how to do something and you've done it a lot, and then you kind of do something different. But that's a known. There's something more known there. But when there's no knowns, it's not a mistake. You don't even know how to stand on your legs. You don't have space for that. Like saying a sailor feels waves for the first time and falls down, and that was a mistake. So I feel like people need a lot more freedom to feel like you can go into places. I did a Q&A last night, and a lady was almost needing permission to feel like it was okay if it didn't just go right. But I think that there's so much cultivation around the horse has to stay perfectly calm. They have to stay perfectly calm. And if they don't, it's a problem. Well, that's like saying if, my wife and I get upset about something, then we've screwed up our marriage. Like it's not the case. Like being able to experience those things and feel those emotions and have that's not the problem. It's how do we handle each other in the process, right?
Yeah, I could not agree more. I don't like that trend of what you like everything has to stay green. You
Mhm.
upset the horse at all, stress him and all. No, like
Yeah,
you're building a horse you can't take out of the arena. Like he can't handle it. That resilience, that third pillar of yours, right? You do not build resilience by doing that. You build a very loose scaffolding that is going to collapse the first time the wind blows a little bit, right?
that's right.